Hey, good morning. Good morning. It's been long. I have missed all of you. I've missed you. It's been in the air, on the earth, in the air, on the earth, just like that, landing and getting up, getting into finishing the year strong. And so it was more to fulfill most of those assignments that I said I would do, but I think I underestimated. Yeah, I really underestimated the closeness of most of these meetings. But here we are. I've got three more before I close the year. And it's just all good. So, good morning. Let me see some excitement. If you missed me, please just go into the chat and just type, I miss you. Good morning. And please put up a powerful emoji so that we can just warm up in the room for the conversation we are going to have. This day, as you know, it's been long since I came on live on Thursday, but here I am. So let's just warm up in the room. Let's warm up in the room and let's just get the vibe going, just to get excited. I tell people, you have to create your mood. You have to create the day. So much is going on. So many things are happening. I see you, Ellen, Alina, all the way from Namibia. Salome, how are you? Good to have you here. Good to see you. Let me see who else is here. Who else is in the room? Alice, I see you. Good morning. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good to have you here. Muya, how are you this morning? Good to have you. Thank you so much. Please do me a favor. Hey, Ruth, how are you? All the way from Johannesburg. Amazing, amazing woman doing amazing things in Johannesburg. Thank you, Dr. Sylvia. I even missed your birthday as a result of all this thing of being in the air. Yvette, Harriet, lovely, lovely meeting all of you. Let's close the gap. Let's close the gap. We have online conversation from time to time. Also, check up on me. Get into the inbox and just say hello. Okay, Samantha, how are you? Amazing young woman. Thank you so much. Phyllis, are you back, girl? You are rocking the world. You are rocking. My own elder, Zikalo. Good to have you. So, for the rest of you who are joining just now, I may not recognize you, but I just want you to know you're welcome. You're welcome, Yvonne. You're welcome. So, today I am talking about intentionality. Okay, I'm talking about intentionality, and there's a reason why I want us to have a conversation around this particular, topic, intentionality, because I'm meeting, a lot of people that I met in January, and we had a lot of strength together in January on how we are going to run together throughout this year and get ourselves, to do a number of things together. But of course, one thing happened, another thing happened, and some people haven't, really gotten to the place where they are fulfilled their goals. Now, yeah, life happens. This is what I've been saying, that for example, if you are supposed to go back to school and it's supposed to take 2 years, I want you to know that whether you have gone or not, 2 years will pass. Let me say that again. If you were supposed to go to school, okay? If you were supposed to go to school in 2023 and you didn't because you were busy with I don't know what, okay? We are busy with something. We are busy with something. All of us are busy with something. It matters what you are busy with. So whether you went to school or you didn't, I need you to know 2 years will come to pass. And some friends who went back to school are going to graduate in 2024 because your own 2023 was very busy. Your own 2024 has been busy. And going forward, 2025 will still be busy. Intentionality is about relooking at the things that have made you busy. Intentionality has to do with you prioritizing what is important. Life happens, and so many things happen. There's, birth, weddings, there's death, There's so many things that disrupt us as we run our race. But all in all, I need you to know whatever it is that is going on, you've got to be positioned. Okay, you've got to be positioned to still have a win in those high paying activities. Write with me HPA in the chart. Just write HPA. HPA. Very important because intentionality has to do with you having an understanding of the high paying activities. We have 24 hours. And in these 24 hours, you need to know that what will give you fulfillment is when you kill those things you needed to kill in that particular day. You fulfilled those things. So we need to relook. So I'm going to give several examples, okay? So I'm one person who's really hands-on when it comes to family, when it comes to home. I'm very, very hands-on. Okay. And so I want to cook for my family. I really, want to add, value to my family. So then you've got to look at it. Is it a high-paying activity? If it is not a high paying activity, then what else can you do in order for you to take time off or away from this particular thing that you love to do? But yet, it is not a high paying activity. When I say high paying activity, I'm also talking about, how much does it contribute to emotions? So it is not just about money. It's also about the peace that particular thing creates. It's about the fulfillment that thing creates, because it may be that you love, to visit orphans and give food to orphans. If it's a high paying activity, it has to bring value, as in, adding value to your profile, but also giving you fulfillment to create energy. Okay, to create energy that will help you to fulfill other high paying activities. All right, so let's go back to the example I've given. I love cooking. I love being part of my family. I love contributing because I travel a lot. So every time I'm home, I want to maximize my time and really participate. So, in order for me to concentrate on the high paying activities, because I don't yet have a chef, my husband promised me to give me a birthday present, to give me a chef as a birthday present when I was 50. Now, 4 years down the line, it hasn't yet been fulfilled. But anyway, I'm sure he's still calculating. But then I had to create certain things. So I went, invested in a fryer, you know. I went and invested in a fryer because there is a way in which it still it keeps some juice. So investing and paying money on a fryer, okay, to do some meals, because it's where you can spice the food, throw in there, set it on the right temperature whilst it is cooking. So I'm cooking, I am doing other things. This morning, okay, this morning I have responded to about very three important emails before I sat on this call. Those are high paying activities. Instead of me faffing around early in the morning, I had to sit on the computer, show up, report for work. Reporting for work in these days has to do with even just online where you are. I had to respond to those three particular emails because they requested something that is a high paying activity. They are very important amongst the three. Two are very important, conferences in nations I've always desired to be. And so in the high paying activities, showing up on social media platforms is also one of the high paying activities. Showing up, listen to me, let me qualify it. Showing up, not to just view what others have written. It is very good to do that, but also you've got to be selective. If you are going to spend time checking out what is trending, spending time on TikTok, 1 hour, if you are to map yourself and check what you have done since morning, it will show you if you are really concentrating on high paying activities. Going on social media for me is not just about going to see what other people are doing. If anything, I do it very quickly so I can also just comment a bit on other people's posts, because that is just how you can also grow your own page on social media. So it is a high paying activity. When I show up and I put up a post, it is a high paying activity because somebody is watching. That is why I'm very intentional in what I write on social media platforms. It has to sell. I have to sell everything that I write, everything that I put out there. It is selling my brand, indirectly or directly. Very important. Today, I'm one of the keynote speakers at the Africa Women Conference, where there are amazing people from different nations who are coming to. So it's part of the networking. So I put up a post yesterday talking about the conference that is taking place where I will be speaking today. It is intentional and it is a high paying activity. So I am not on social media just to faff and just to joke and see who is wearing what dress, who is sleeping with who. I don't have that junk of time. My 24 hours is very well planned and structured to find a way in which I can be intentional to accomplish the things that I said I would. So even going on social media, it is very intentional that I do. So I would like to urge you and really, really um, put this particular lesson. Yes, Alice, Alina, you saw the time mapping on the courses that we do. Now it is another thing to just learn on the personalized mentorship, the things that we took you through. It's another thing to implement. Many people will attend our personalized mentorship, but when it comes to actually being practical and actioning the things we say you should, the moment class finishes, you actually just go off. Instead of you maintaining in the way you're going to be running your life. Who are you connecting with? We teach. It is a high paying activity. Who are you going to connect with on social media? It is a high paying activity. Have you looked for two, three people that are doing similar things that you're doing? In doing so, I'm going back to Namibia in March, a very high profile conference. You know why? I have been intentional. Launching my book in Namibia costed me. So it was me spending on it. I had to pay for the hotel. I had to pay for my hotel. So it wasn't a very big group. It was a very sizable group that attended the conference. But let me tell you something, the seed was sown. I went to a TV station. I spoke about what I do. Somebody spotted me, requested for my profile. I am a keynote speaker, high profile. When I was reading the letter, I was like, yes, this is what I want in 2025. 2025, I need conferences where they are paying for me business class, they are paying for me hotel, they are paying for me this. I want to travel like that. But remember, I was intentional. Okay, I was intentional on the 19th of October when I was launching. I was intentional. I was not just spending carelessly. I was not just paying for my air ticket carelessly. I spent because it's a high paying activity that I was doing, getting myself into Namibia, because I know that when I get into Namibia, there is a way in which, the door shall be opened and a lot of things are going to happen. A lot of clients are going to come on board on our courses. So spending on relationships, spending on a particular event is a high paying activity back to you. But you've got to be intentional and very calculative. Calculate your risks. How much risk are you going to get into this thing? Listen to me. We are in November, my friend. We are in November. We can't run away from being in November. We are about to conclude the year. Are you waiting for 31st of December for you to be intentional on the things you said you would do? What did you say you would do and you haven't done? How are you waking up? How are you ending the year? What is it that you are consistently doing and you've told yourself, regardless of my busy? Look, I am very busy. I'm in hotels. And when it comes to my physical fitness, my friend, unless I find myself that throughout I'm traveling, I'm in the air. There's no way you can wear a training, outfit when you are on the plane. But my friend, when I land, okay, when I'm introduced in the room, I get in there, I make a prayer. I'm intentional to get into my exercising gear, to do a bit of push-ups, to do a bit of jumping jacks before I get to shower. It is being intentional. And for me, it is a high paying activity because it keeps me alive. It keeps me awake. It keeps me focused. It gives me a lot of energy to do other activities that are high paying. So, what I'm teaching you here is I need you to be consistent with certain things that help you to concentrate on high paying activities. That's my point. That's my point. What is it that you said you'd do? Who are you having a conversation with concerning your career enhancement, concerning your brand growth? What conversations are you having? And have you reported yourself to that mentor to say, these are the things I want to do? Please look out for me. I'm so proud of most of my mentees this year. There's been a lot of commitment that has been going on, with especially the people that are doing most of our courses this time because we've become a little bit more intentional. Some of the people that did 2022 or whatever, they've fallen off, but others have been very, very consistent. Because those are high paying activities and they've kept on to the network. They've kept on, being noticed, if you know what I'm saying. You cannot be in a WhatsApp group and you're not noticed. Why would you want to be in a group and you are not noticed? An exit. Okay, exit. That particular group is not adding value to you, exit. You are allowed to do so. It is important. In terms of high paying activities, you need to also know who are you surrounding yourself with and what value are they adding onto your life. What is it that they are bringing in your life? High paying activities has to do with you being intentional in putting in a little more value. And sometimes it will cost you, okay? It will cost money to put in a high paying activity that will yield fruit later. It has to do with relationships, okay? I can begin to itemize high paying activities in terms of relationships, people that you look up to. Recently, one of my spiritual fathers was hosting a conference here in Lusaka. Okay. Now, because it was a pastor's conference and I knew financially there was a bit of lack in there, I invested, I seeded. It's a high paying activity. I used my money to buy food. I used my money to, put in the vehicles to run around. I paid for minibuses the minibus that were picking pastors from different areas. I invested. It is a high paying activity because for me to appreciate this particular person that has been in my life and helped to bring a value out of me, prayed for me to break certain things that were, depressing my life and pulling me down. I seeded into that particular conference. I put in a seed into it. It is a high paying activity because as I served this man of God, as I availed myself and serve him and do certain things that needed to be done, listen to me. You will watch my year because I also understand spiritual things. I understand how spiritual things are. There are times when, in serving and raising that sacrificial seed, will bring about a yield that is unexplainable. I know that. I know that. Raising altars, raising altars in different areas. Ruth, you understand what I'm talking about, you and your husband, what you're doing at the church. This you can never, it's a high paying activity. When you put in something and you ease a burden of somebody, it is a high paying activity, because let me tell you something, there is something that will come back to you. I want to guarantee you. There is a way in which God finds a way of rewarding you. There is a way in which God gives you back that which you've put in. Blessed is the hand that gives. It is more blessed to give than to receive. It's a high paying activity. As you are concluding this year, look out. Where are you going to place that particular seed? Who are you going to bless? Who are you going to honor? Have you been available? For example, if your sister, your brother, whatever it is that is going on in your life, have you been available even just to improve someone's life? I'm sure it is shocking you how I'm going about this intentionality. It is important for you to have that understanding. It is important. There are several things that I have escaped in life, several accidents, several, bad things. And I know it is a finger of God, because I've been intentional in aligning things in my life. I've been intentional. I'm not just one you will hear, I'm just praying and I'm doing just spiritual things. I also act on those things. I know that in order for something to balance up, you've got to put both the spiritual things and the earthly things, they've got to balance. So I'm very intentional. When it comes to spiritual things, I understand how the spiritual world works. So listen to me. You can work so hard. Okay, you can work so hard and be intentional and all. If spiritually things are not okay, let me tell you something. There is a way in which there's going to be an attention. There's going to be a calling, for you to attend to particular things, because you won't actually have that particular fulfillment. And there's going to be certain contentions that will be going on in your life. Being intentional is about ensuring that you are paying attention to every department of your life that matters. Okay. So honoring people who I report to, honoring people who pray for me, honoring people who are available in my life in one way or another. I ensure that I am consistent. I do not need anybody to preach. I don't need any preaching, somebody to talk about giving. I do not need anybody to remind me. It is consistent. It is something I do consciously. I love seeding into the people that I look up to. I do it with a conscious, I'm not coerced, because I understand the value that is placed in honoring those people that play a role in my life. It is supposed to go up. Blessings come down. And therefore, I know when I go up and I bless and I give and I seed to those that I look up to, there is a way in which I will remain blessed. That I know. It is not a discussion, it's not even a conversation. I would like to challenge you. I'd like to challenge you. Some of you listening to me right now, you haven't been paying attention to certain things that matter most. And it has to do with your spiritual life. And those that you look up to, those that pray for you, if you do not position them properly, my friend, and every person is at the same level, you do not have people that, from time to time, you go and honor. I want you to know that some of the things may end up suffering. Very important. Very important. Intentionality is about you knowing what you are supposed to do without being reminded. It is something you need to record, something you need to write, something you need to be looking at. By such and such a time, this particular time, I'm going to do this to my mentor. I'm going to do this to my spiritual father. I'm going to do this, I'm going to ensure that my leader, has this in place. There are things, you cannot begin to preach to me when it comes to the people that I look up to. I'm intentional. I'm intentional. I am very intentional. I don't have to be reminded. So today I'm reminding you. Some of you have forgotten to be intentional in areas that matter. You have forgotten to be intentional in areas that matter in your life. Who is it that you are going to sit with? Who is paying attention to you? Who will respond to you? You know, when there's an emergency, who do you run to? Who is it that will attend to your need? Who is it that, regardless of how busy they are, they'll show up for you? What do you do for them? Okay. What do you do for them? What is it that will cause that relationship, to be strong? What is it that will cause that relationship, to really be tightened? Very important. Intentionality. Then there's an issue of some people that we've been working with. Congratulations, actually, for most of my team members who have undergone the UN preparatory class. You've done so well. There's been commitment to it, and you've already started doing registrations, and receiving letters, getting ready to get your visas and everything. Congratulations. Come next year in March. You have been preparing yourselves. Those who said, oh, I don't have money, oh, I'm busy and whatever. Let me tell you something, 2025 will come, okay? Will come. 2025 will come, and others would have received UN Global Awards. You are still calculating. Listen to me, there is no time when you will have a lot of money. It is priority. What is priority at this particular time? There is no time when you have too much money to spend. You've got to prioritize. Be intentional in building your brand. Be intentional. One young lady that has really also impressed me. There are several of them. I can give a lot of examples, right now, but I think time is about to even come to an end. But Memory Smara, she only met me this year. She only came, I don't know which meeting I was at. She attended, somebody introduced her to me. And after that introduction did personalized mentorship. We showed certain things that she needed to do, showing up on social media, showing up on social media. In showing up, she even received, an award, beautiful award. She'll be receiving another award in March. We are going together to the New York. Why? Because each day she's been in my inbox saying, Doc, I don't know. I see you everywhere. Like, if I haven't done this, it's like you are there. If I haven't done, it's like you are just there. I look at what you're doing and I'm like, I've got to be like this woman. And she's been implementing. And it's happening. Listen to me, people. It will happen if you put in value, if you put in time into that thing that matter. Let me tell you something. It will pay. It will pay. It will pay. I want to guarantee it will pay. What is it that you're going to do differently? I want you to write down 3 to 5 things that you are going to be consistently doing. You're going to start doing, or you already been doing, but then you want to just, put it out there that you are going to continue doing those things. Write for me 3 things. 3 to 5 things. What is it that you feel you will continue doing consistently, or you will start doing consistently? You are going to be intentional about it. Okay, like I've given an example. When it comes to me seeding into people that I look up to, it is something I don't need to be reminded. When it comes to exercising, oh my God, you don't want to know. There's too much food in these hotels. My friend, it's a buffet. They haven't said get everything. They haven't said get everything on your plate. I'm intentional about my lifestyle. I'm intentional about my eating habits. I'm intentional. I watch my weight. Somebody was saying, is that your age? Yes, it's my age. Even 5 years from now, you will meet me. 6 years, you will see me. I'll be as strong as I am now because I'm intentional. I went into some shop online and all that, bought some supplements for my body to strengthen my bones. I had to look at all these that contribute to my calcium because my bones are aging. There's degeneration. So I'm consistent, I'm intentional about my health. Okay. So this morning, I've already taken my supplements. I've already taken because they have to add value to my body. I have a long day and I'm standing on stage talking to people from different places. My friend, I cannot apologize. Oh, I just landed. That's why I'm feeling weak. No, I am intentional about my life. I'm intentional about exercising. I'm intentional about honoring those that speak into my life, that pray for me. I seed into their lives. I have kept the connection in an amazing way. I'm intentional about, are you getting what I'm saying? So I'm waiting to see things that you're going to start doing intentionally in this 1 minute as we are concluding the call. What are you going to do? What is it that you're going to do going forward? Going forward. Come on, 1 more minute, 1 more minute. I want to see it. I want to, when you write it, the moment it comes out of you and you pen it down, there is a way in which, activity begins there. Yeah, so as you are writing, I just want to aid you, to be part of our personalized mentorship. Join in mentoring. If you are already a mentor, just show up and get online to help us mentor. We are mentoring different students in Nigeria. We just boarded about 7,000 students, who are in animation. Young people are amazing. We are doing another project with FCDO, which is a funding, government organization in the UK. So many things are happening. We are about to launch into another. So if you have an interest to mentor young people, spend into their lives and really uplift their lives, see me. See me, I'm here to help you. Come and do the courses and become our internationalized, a mentor, international mentor, where you'll be able to help, youths across Africa to find their space. Listen to me, those also, they help to build your brand because the moment you are mentoring them, I'm mentoring 7,000. So I want you to imagine all of them on LinkedIn. They've got to connect with me. That is how I'm building my brand. All right. You have to be intentional. Everything that you do, be intentional. Thank you so much. Do have an amazing Thursday. See you next week. But we are still on all the days from Monday. You know what we get to do. Shalom, shalom.